This video is going to help you with finding the volume of complex shapes. By now we know that the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. The problem is this isn't really a rectangular prism, it's really more like two of them put together. One of the easiest ways that I like to do this is just do one layer at a time. So I'm going to start with the top layer, which is only one this way, right? I'm going to put numbers in my cubes going this way. So it's length here is 2, and then come back this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I started over again at 1. So if I multiply the top layer together, I got 1 times 2 times 4 equals 8. So the top layer takes up 8 cubes. I'm coming to the next layer. I'm going to switch to blue just so you can see what's going on. Again, I'm only doing one layer. So I got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's going to be the same. 1 times 2 times 4 equals 8. And then I'm going to switch to black, and I'm going to do this last layer. It's only one tall. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 this way, and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. So that would be 1 times 4 times 4 equals 16. And then I just need to add them up. 8 plus 8 is 16. So I got a 16 and 16. That gets me to 32 cubes. Let's try another one out. This one happens to only have 2 layers. I'm going to do the same exact thing, just counting one layer at a time. So on my top layer, it's 1 high. It's 1, 2 this way, 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. So that would be 1 times 2 times 4. That equals 8. Switch to blue. I'm only doing one layer this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. 5 long, and 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. So 1 times 5 times 4 equals 20. And I add my two numbers together, and I'm at 28 cubes. All right. Let's do one that's a little bit different here. Let's try this one out. Okay. Again, I just want to do one layer at a time. Some people might be able to see that there's a box there and a box there, but I'm just going to do one layer at a time because it's 1 high, 1, 2 this way, 1, 2 this way. So I got 1 times 2 times 2. That equals 4. I think most people could probably see the very next layer is going to be exactly the same thing. 1 times 2 times 2, again it's 4. I'm going to switch up to green. 1 high, and there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I got 1 times 3 times 3 equals 9, and I'm pretty sure that most people can see this layer right here is also going to have 9, and this layer right here is also going to have 9. So I'm just adding them up. 9, 18, 27, 31, 35. 35 cubes. All right, so that's how I would do them if I was having cubes. What happens if it's not cubes? Okay, I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm going to break it into 2 separate shapes, 2 rectangular prisms. The thing that's different this time is that it may not be just one tall. So first thing I want to do is get all my numbers in for everything that I can. So I know right now if this bottom is 30, the way this is made, I know this top is also 30. And these would also be 30. If I look over here, it's 12 deep this way. I'm trying to figure out how deep the gray is right there. And the thing is, if this is 12, over here I notice this part is 7. So if the whole blue thing is 12 and this part's 7, 12 minus 7 gets me 5. So the gray rectangular prism is only 5 centimeters deep. I still need to find the height of it, and over here I see that the gray and blue together is 9 centimeters tall. And over here I see that the blue is 4 centimeters tall. So 9 minus 4 is 5. So now I have a measurement there of 5. Now, all I have to do is use my numbers for length, width, and height. So I'm going to start with the gray one. So the gray one is 5 tall, because I saw it's 5 tall right there also, right? So 5 tall, it's 30 this way, and it's 5 deep also. So we got 5 times 5 times 30. I think I'm going to do 5 times 5 first, is 25. And then I got 25 times 30. I pin my 0. And I got 3 times 25 is 75, so it's 750 for the gray box. I'm going to go to the blue box. It's 4 tall right here, so 4. It's 30 long times 30, and it's 12 there, so 4 times 30 is times 12. And I know some people are looking at the thing going right now, hey, we did not use this 9. Yeah, we did, because we used the 9 to make sure that 4 plus this 5 equals the 9. So we're going to say, hey, we did not use this 7. We did, because we took the first step. This looks like a pair of steps to me. So this step is 7 deep, and the whole thing is 12 deep, which tells us this part up here is going to be 5. All right, let's go to the 4 times 30 times 12. 4 times 30 is 120. I got 120 times 12. 0, 4, 240, Marco Polo. 0, 2, 1. Add them up. So the blue step is 1,440. The gray step is 750. I'm going to add them together, and I'm at 2,190 cubic centimeters. Let's try one more like that so you can just see what's going on a little bit better. Okay. In this one, we got the same kind of thing. It's good. They're almost always going to look like 2 stairs, just so you guys know. So this time, it doesn't show you as 2 different steps, but I'm going to cut the thing right here. So we're going to do the top step, and we're going to do the bottom. So remember, I need to find my numbers for length times width times height. So on the top step, I can already see that this part is 10. If that's 10 right there, that means this is 10, and also this is 10. I need to find my height. Oh, and it tells me right there that this is 10, so that must mean this is also 10. And then I need my number along the front there, and if I come down here on the parallel with it, that was 20. So now I know for my top, I have 10 times 10 times 20, which is really, I pin my 3 zeros, and I got 1 times 1 times 2 equals 2. So 2,000 cubic inches for the top. Let's go to the bottom. Okay, I know it's 20 inches on the front, and I know it's 10 inches tall. This is the piece that's a little bit different, because up here, I'm really putting, this bottom is really this piece and this piece added together. And both of those were 10s, so 10 plus 10 is 20. I mean, if you made it 10 and you multiplied, obviously I'd get the same number for the bottom step as the top step, and the bottom step is way bigger. So I got 20 times 20 times 10. Again, I'm going to pin my 3 zeros, and I'm left with 2 times 2 times 1, which is 4. 4,000 plus 2,000 equals 6,000 cubic inches. Let's try a couple out that seem a little bit different. Okay. Sometimes they give you the information and you don't fill something all the way, like sandboxes or aquariums. So this one asks how many cubic inches to fill the sandbox 1/3 full. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is take care of that 1/3. And if they're talking about how full it is, I put sand in the sandbox. It's going to be in the bottom, so I'm wanting to know how tall. And it was 12 inches tall, and I only want to fill it 1/3, so 12 times 1/3. Put my 1 under my 12, multiply top times top, bottom times bottom. I got 12 over 3, which is really 12 divided by 3, which equals 4 inches. So instead of filling the sandbox with 12 inches of sand, we're only filling it with 4 inches. Because you can see there's a whole lot of room up above the sand, because apparently they don't want the sand to come over the top edge. So now I need to do length times width times height. I've got a 60 and a 60 and a 4. So 60 times 60 times 4. I'm going to start with 60 times 60. I pin my 2 zeros. 6 times 6 is 36. So I got 3,600 times 4. 2 zeros. 4 times 6, 24. 12, 14. 14,400 cubic inches of sand to fill it 1/3 full. Let's try this one out. We have a terrarium, and they're going to plant some, looks like maybe some kind of cactus in there. And they only want to fill it half full of gravel, like we're only filling up to here, because they want room for the plants to be able to grow above it. So let's take care of this half full right away. Which side's going to be half the height? So I need 1/2 of the height. I think most people already know 1/2 of the height, 1/2 of 8 is going to equal 4. So then I take my height times my length times my width. So I've got 4 times 8 times 8. Really doesn't matter the order I'm going to do them in. So I'm going to take 4 times 8 first is 32. 32 times 8, there's 16, carry my 1, 256 cubic inches of gravel in the bottom.